Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla, ang iyong kabady sa pagkatuto, kadyam sa pagiging produktibo.
Alright, magandang umaga po sa lahat. Kamusta po? Sana po kayo ay nasa mabuting kalagayan. Doble ingat po tayo ngayon sapagkat medyo dumadami po ang cases ng COVID-19 dito sa Isla. So please follow minimum health standard protocols. Wear your face mask whenever you are outside home. Wash your hands frequently and stay home as much as possible. Alright, kayo ay nakatutok sa DWFB-FM 96.7 Radyo Periodiko, ang radyong paborito. Ito ang programang Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla, ang iyong kabady sa pagkatuto, kadyam sa pagiging produktibo. Okay, sa mga nakatutok po sa radyo at FB Live, ako po ang makakasama ninyo ngayong umaga. Muli, ako si Sir Axel James Thomas, guro mula sa Catanduanes National High School. Andito po tayo para sa huling talakayan na siguradong siksik ng kaalaman. Inaanyayahan ko po ang lahat na tumutok at makinig, lalong-lalo na ang ating mga mag-aaral sa sekundarya sapagkat ngayong araw, ating mapapakinggan ang mga sumusunod na radio lesson. First, Mathematics 9. Next is MAPI 8. And AP 7. Kaya naman mga mahal naming estudyante, ihanda na ang inyong mga sarili, halina, makinig at matuto. Alright, paalala lamang po na ang mga nakaraang RBI lessons ay maaari pa rin ninyong mapanood at mapakinggan sa official Facebook page ng Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla at sa Bicol Periodico Publishing and Broadcasting Services. Alright, ngayong araw po ang huling araw natin ng RBI para sa school year na ito. Naway magkarinigan tayong muli sa susunod na school year 2021-2022. At syempre po, bago tayo mag-end, ay may makakausap tayo mamayang isang espesyal na bisita. Kung sino po yan, abangan po ninyo. Okay, so ihanda na ang inyong mga sarili para sa ating RBI lessons. Magbabalik po ang programa makalipas ang ilang paalala at balita.
Do you know that your hands may be COVID-19 carriers? Stop the spread of COVID-19 and keep yourself and your family safe from this dreaded virus. Make it a habit to always wash or sanitize your hands. This small act can save you big time. A simple reminder from Schools Division Office of Catanduanes and this station.
Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla, ang iyong kabady sa pagkatuto, kadyam sa pagiging produktibo.
Okay, at muling nagbabalik ang inyong programa. Ito ang Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla, ang iyong kabady sa pagkatuto, kadyam sa pagiging produktibo. Bago tayo dumako sa RBI lesson, atin munang pakinggan ang isang magandang balita. Nasungkit ng 4 na pambato ng sangay ng Catanduanes ang Bronze at Merit Awards sa natapos na 2021 Hong Kong International Mathematical Olympiad Heat Round na ginanap noong Mayo 23, 2021 sa pamamagitan ng online platform. Ang mga nagbigay ng karangalan sa ating sangay ay sina Don Eliza Teves, Primary 6 level mula sa Birac Pilot Elementary School, Jenso B. Hoson, Secondary 2, at Khalil Josie T. Almeda, Secondary 3 na parehong mula sa Catanduanes National High School, at Emmeline P. Tapia, Senior Secondary mula sa Batu Rural Development High School. Tagumpay na nakamit ni na Don, Khalil Josie at Emmeline ang Bronze Award. Samantala, tumanggap naman si Jenso ng Merit Award. Ayon kay Emmeline, 16 na taong gulang na mag-aaral mula sa BRDHS, bagamat hindi na bago sa kanya ang pagsali sa mga patimpalak para sa mathematics, labis ang kanyang nadamang pananabik na maging bahagi ng bagong mukha ng mga kompetisyon para sa mga katulad niyang mga mag-aaral. Lubos ang kasiyahan ng mga nanalong mag-aaral nang mabalitaan nila mula sa kanilang coach na sila ay makakatanggap ng award mula sa international na kompetisyon para sa matematika. Bukod sa samot-saring paghahanda na isinagawa upang mapanalunan ang nasabing kompetisyon, di matatawarang paghanga ang nakikita ni Emmeline sa kanyang tagapagsanay, mga guro, maging ng buong sangay ng Catanduanes sa suportang ibinuhos para sa kanilang mga pangarap na siyang naging susi sa kanilang nakamit na tagumpay. Aniya, hindi biro ang suportang ibinigay sa kanila ng kanyang tagapagsanay na kahit kinakaharap ang pandemya ay masigasig na gumabay sa kanya sa pamamagitan ng short review sessions, sa pamamagitan ng messenger, phone call o kahit text messages. Patunay ang tagumpay na ito na hindi hadlang ang anumang mga balakid na hatid ng bagong normal upang patuloy na mamayagpag ang mga taga-isla sa mga katulad nitong international na kompetisyon. Alright, once again, congratulations to our awardees. Very good. Very good po talaga ang mga taga-isla. Okay, ngayon naman po ating inaantay ang tawag ng ating espesyal na bisita.
Hello, Axel.
Okay, ayan po. Hello, good morning po, Ma'am Gina.
Good morning, Axel.
Good morning po, Ma'am. Naririnig niyo po ba?
Naka-live na tayo?
Yes po, Ma'am. We're live na po. Ayan.
Okay, opo. Good morning po ulit sa lahat, especially sa ating manager, Ferdinand Brizo, and his staff ng Radyo Periodiko. Kay Superintendent Susan Coliano at ang kanyang ESDS si Ma'am Loy. Sa gabos po na sa SBO Catanduanes personnel, special mention po sa Curriculum Implementation Division personnel dyan po sa Catanduanes Division. Partner stakeholders and home partners, parents and learners, sa mga school heads po sa indang pag-support sa radio-based instruction, especially po sa mga home partners, parents, and sa mga learners po. School heads, teachers, especially our radio-based instruction team and teachers, especially to our team leader, Axel, sa
Hello,
secondary, and team secondary radio-based instruction, sa mga anchors, scriptwriters, researchers, and teachers. Of course, sa gabos na mga viewers and listeners of Radyo Periodiko and ang satuyang Radyo Eskwela sa Isla. Diyos maray na aga po sa gabos, utro, sa
Alright. Good morning din,
Islang
ma'am.
Catanduanes. Hello, Axel! Kumusta dyan?
Mabuti naman, Ma'am.
Opo. I understand this is our last episode
Yes po.
for
Ayan. This is our last episode.
radio-based instruction. Kumusta kayo dyan?
We're good, Ma'am. Andito po lahat ng ating radio teachers and they are ready for the last episode
Opo.
of RBI.
Thank you so much once again. So, gusto ko lang po at this point na ibigay ang samuyang acknowledgement and pagpamabalos sa gabos po na support natin na sa Tuya, especially ng Radyo Periodiko sa pag-broadcast and on-air ng mga instructions and lessons natin for all grade levels, especially for the junior high school or the secondary level. So, this is our last episode po for the fourth quarter. But we are still continuing for the coming days. We are just planning kasi po we are preparing for the fourth quarter grades ng mga learners natin since we are almost at the end of our school year. Gusto ko sanang pumunta dyan sa radio station with Sir Axel and team. Kaya lang medyo may nirarush din po tayong report. So, sabi ko may phone patch interview na lang tayo. Our superintendent also is, I think, meron po yatang important concern din. We will just relay to her yung mga other messages for the upcoming mga episodes pa natin. We are just very grateful and very thankful at the same time kay Sir Ferdinand Brizo at saka po sa technical working group or staff niya dyan sa Radyo Periodiko sa walang sawang pag-assist sa Tuya, especially during our airtime dyan sa Radyo Periodiko. We just hope na nakatulong po tayo in a way sa mga learners at saka sa mga home partners natin and viewers sa mga lessons na ginawa natin na talagang binigyan ng pansin ng ating mga researchers at saka ng mga script writers, especially anchors. Of course, nandiyan nakaalalay palagi yung mga teachers natin for the delivery of the radio-based instructions. So, despite the new normal ng way of education, we still would like to reiterate or to underscore na still education should continue and in every aspect or way kailangan po na ang mga edukasyon ng ating mga learners or mag-aaral ay priority pa rin ng education sectors, especially ng Department of Education. Kahapon po nag-celebrate kami ng 123rd anniversary. So, makikita nyo, isa sa pinakamalakas na agency ng gobyerno, ang Department of Education. And dito po nakasalalay ang edukasyon ng mga mag-aaral. So, sa walang sawang suporta, especially po ng mga parents natin at ng mga partner stakeholders sa Department of Education, especially for SDO Catanduanes. Thank you so much po. We are still here para po sa continued support at the same time sa pag-alalay sa mga learners natin, especially yung mga teachers natin. We are seeing them. Diyos ko, ang grabe. Pero nakikita namin kung ano ang ginagawa niyo sa school. Ako kasi I am serving also as a parent. Salute and hats off sa mga teachers talaga na walang sawang gumagabay sa mga learners natin. Lahat binibigay. I don't know kung anong klaseng medal ang pwedeng ibigay sa inyo at this point. Personally, sabi ko, kung meron pang mas maganda pa sa gold, pwede nating ibigay sa mga teachers natin, talagang heroes. Spelled out in a very special way these days na new normal. Sana ipagpatuloy lang natin ang walang sawang pagsubaybay sa mga learners natin, sa mga kabataan. Again, thank you so much po sa walang sawang pag-suporta sa amin. Sir,
yes, ma'am.
Parang ako na lang nagsasalita.
Hindi, ma'am, kasi may nakita kasi ako, may nabasa ako, ma'am, kahapon na parang hindi pa nga po tayo allowed.
Come again, Axel. Medyo choppy.
Parang hindi pa po tayo allowed, ma'am, mag face-to-face. So, next school year po, tuloy pa din po ang RBI. Ma'am?
Point, wala pa tayo dyan sa mga plans na yun. We're still looking at the aspects na kailangan muna natin ng yung mga safety muna ng mga measures. So we are looking into some other way of teaching sa under blended. Titignan natin. We are still maraming naka-program sa ating mga mga preparations in the assistance or for help sa mga learners at the same time.
Apo.
Mm.
May idadagdag pa po kayo, ma'am?
Okay. Wala naman siguro na Axel. So, ang ano ko lang po, once again, is for everybody to be safe always.
Okay.
Tapos, as much as possible, nasabi kanina ni Sir Axel na medyo dumadagdag yung mga nagpo-positibo sa atin, especially here sa Isla, sa Virac. So, as much as possible, kung wala naman po masyadong gagawin sa labas, stay home. Tapos yan, we follow always yung protocols. Wala pong mawawala sa atin kung magpapasiguro tayo. We always follow what is should be followed sa health protocols. Yung naman natin, yung health team under the baton of our Dr. Pilises is always on the go for the assistance and for following all the kinds of protocols para po safe palagi yung mga teachers, yung schools, yung mga learners at the same time. On this point, on behalf of our schools division superintendent, Dr. Susan Eskwela, thank you so much once again for always supporting us, especially our partner radio station, Radyo Periodico, Sir Ferdinand Brizo. We are looking forward for more collaboration and partnership with the radio para din po mas maipabahagi natin ang ating delivery ng curriculum at ng instructions in on air and sa live na natin na Facebook. Thank you so much
Alright.
again. And of course, sa Team RBI ng secondary level, led by Axel. Way to go, RBI team and junior high school. Good luck sa mga radio teachers natin dyan ngayon. Keep safe, everyone.
Alright, thank you so much po, Ma'am Gina.
Yes, sir.
Si Ma'am Gina
Thank
po,
you.
si Ma'am Gina ang aming RBI Queen Mother. So kung wala si Ma'am Gina, wala pong RBI. Ayan. So, thank you so much po, Ma'am G. See you soon po. Thank you po and see you soon po.
Thank you. Opo.
Alright, thank you, Ma'am. Bye-bye.
Opo, bye-bye po.
Alright, you've just heard Ma'am Gina B. Pantino, our RBI Queen Mother and the RBI Supervising Head. Mas maganda sana kung nandito si Ma'am sa live, no? Para at least nakita nyo kung gaano kaganda si Ma'am Gina. Okay? Hi, Ma'am. Alright, so I think we are all set. Nandito na po ang ating radio teachers. We shall now start with our first RBI lesson. So, kids, be ready with your materials. Good morning, grade 9 learners of the Happy Island. Welcome to another episode of exciting mathematics lessons. We are glad to be with you in this engaging learning journey on air. I am Sir Axel from Catanduanes National High School. How are you all doing today? I hope you're all fine and healthy, especially now that our school is about to end. I want to give yourself a tap on your shoulder for making it this far. Are you excited to learn new things today? Before we start, let us check your learning essentials. Do you have your module or learning activity sheet? Good. How about a pen and paper? Nice. Now we are all set and ready to learn. Come and listen to our radio lesson on law of science. We hope that you are seated comfortably and are in good spot for you to better understand our lesson today. Make sure you have with you your learning activity sheet number 5, quarter 4 in Mathematics 9, your ballpen and paper or notebook in Mathematics 9, and you need a scientific calculator this time. Oops, wait. We'll give you 10 seconds to stretch your body to make sure you're ready in this fun and exciting lesson. Our lesson for today is about illustrating the law of sines and solving problems involving oblique triangles in ASA and SAA case. Sounds difficult, right? Good thing that we have here with us our radio teacher in Mathematics 9 who will help us answer the main questions in our lesson. The question is, how do we illustrate the law of sines and how do these solve problems involving oblique triangles in SAA and ASA case? I won't make you wait any longer, for I'm sure you are now all excited to learn today's topic. Let us welcome our radio teacher in Mathematics 9, Mr. Florin P. Clavo from Maingaway National High School. To all grade 9 learners, this is your lesson number 5.
Good morning, grade 9 learners. I am your radio teacher in Mathematics 9, Mr. Florin P. Clavo. I hope that you and your learning activity sheet number 5 and a scientific calculator are all ready for our lesson. Not all triangles we see around us are right triangles, right? There are triangles whose angles are all less than 90 degrees, and they are called, yes, acute triangles. There are also triangles in which one of the angles is more than 90 degrees, and they are called, very good, obtuse triangles. These two classifications of triangles are called oblique triangles. An oblique triangle is a triangle which does not contain any right angle. The missing part, whether sides or angles of an oblique, cannot be solved using the concept of solving right triangles, which was discussed in the previous lessons. One way of solving oblique triangles is the law of sines. Oh, new words, right? Sounds exciting? Let's go! Before we delve deeper into our lesson, let's first have a pre-test. Let us see how much you already know about our topic today. Draw a triangle whose angle measures are 75 degrees, 35 degrees, and 70 degrees respectively. Again, you have to draw a triangle whose angle measures are 75 degrees, 35 degrees, and 70 degrees respectively. Are you done? Is your drawn triangle an oblique triangle? If yes, what kind of oblique triangle is that? The next triangle you'll draw has angle measures of 100 degrees, 50 degrees, and 30 degrees. Again, the next triangle you'll draw has angle measures of 100 degrees, 50 degrees, and 30 degrees. Done? Is the triangle you've drawn an oblique triangle? If yes, what kind of oblique triangle is that? And finally, find the missing parts of triangle XYZ with given angles y equals 100 degrees, and z equals 35 degrees, and a given side equals y equals 3 units. Okay, again, you have to find the missing parts of triangle XYZ with given angles y equals 100 degrees and z equals 35 degrees, and given side y equals 3 units. If you're watching live in Facebook, you may refer to the illustration being flashed in your screen. I'll give you 1 minute to do the task. All done? Let's check your work. Number 1, the triangle is an oblique triangle, which is an acute triangle. Got it right? Nice. Number 2, the triangle is an oblique triangle, which is an obtuse triangle. Got it correctly? Very good. How about number 3? The missing parts are angle X, side Z, and side X. The answers are angle X is 45 degrees, side Z equals 1.75 units, and side X equals 2.15 units. Did you answer them all correctly? Wow, that's great news. Well done. If not, oh, don't be sad, because I will teach you significant concepts on how to illustrate the law of sines and solving problems involving oblique triangles. So, stay tuned in. As what I have said a while ago, not all triangles are right triangles. Some of them are called oblique triangles. And the concepts of solving right triangles cannot be applicable in this kind of triangles. And that's where the law of sines comes in. The law of sines is described by the relation sine capital letter A over small letters a equals sine capital letter B over small letter b equals sine capital letter C over small letter c. Remember that we use capital letters to denote angles while small letters denote sides. The law of sines is easy to follow and very useful in solving oblique triangles when you know the following information. First, two angles and one side is referred to as SAA and ASA case. Second, two sides and an angle opposite one of these sides is called SSA or SSA case. The SSA case will be discussed in the next lesson. Look at the triangles in your last page 2, or if you're watching live through Facebook, look at the illustration posted in your screen. The first triangle has the given angles 40 degrees and 20 degrees. Opposite to angle with 20 degrees is a side measure with side measure of 5 units. What case of oblique triangles is being illustrated? Nice! It's the SAA case, since the triangle involved two angles and a side opposite to one of the given angles. How about triangle 2? The triangle has given angle with measures of 70 degrees and 45 degrees. The side opposite to 70 degrees measures 6 units. What case of oblique triangle is shown? Very good. It is an SAA case because it involves 2 angles and a side opposite to one of the given angles. How about triangle 3? The triangle has given angles with measures of 35 degrees and 28 degrees. The included side of the 2 angles measures 9 units. What case of oblique triangles being illustrated? Correct. It's the ASA case because the triangle involved 2 angles and an included side. Finally, triangle 4. What do you think is the case of oblique triangle being illustrated? The triangle has given angles with measures of 20 degrees and 85 degrees. Their included side has side measure of 10 units. What is its case? Yeah, it's the ASA case. Like triangle 3, the triangle involved 2 angles and an included side. That's too easy, right? Okay, like what I have said, we'll just focus only on solving problems involving oblique triangles in the SAA and ASA case for today. Okay? Now, take a look on triangle ABC on your last page 2. 2 angles and one side are given. Angle A is 70 degrees. Angle C is 45 degrees. And side A, which is opposite to angle A, measures 6 units. Now, we're going to solve for the missing parts, which are angle B and sides C and B. Please refer to the illustration posted in your screen if you're watching live through Facebook. Looking at the illustration, the oblique triangle is in what case? That's right. It's in the SAA case. Since side B and angle B are not given yet, we can use the formula sine A over A equals sine C over C. This formula will solve for the missing side C. Substituting the given values to the formula, the relation becomes sine 70 over 6 equals sine 45 over C. Applying cross multiplication, the relation becomes C sine 70 equals 6 sine 45. Now, get your scientific calculator. Press sine 70 and the result will be 0.9397. Next, press sine 45. The result is 0.7071. Now, rewrite the relation. That will be 0.9397 C equals 6 times 0.7071. Now, simplify the left side of the equation. That will become 4.2426. The resulting equation is now 0.9397 C equals 4.2426. This time, since we are going to solve for side C, we need to divide both sides of the equation with 0.9397. So, the resulting equation is now C equals 4.51. Thus, the measure of the missing side C is 4.51 units. You may refer to the illustration posted in your screen if you are watching live on Facebook. Are you still there? Can you still follow? Okay, so let us proceed. Now, to solve for B, the formula to be used is sine A over A equals sine B over B. But angle B is still unknown. However, you have learned in your grade 8 mathematics that in any triangle, the sum of the measures of the three angles is 180 degrees, right? Using this concept, we have angle A plus angle B plus angle C equals 180. Substituting the measures of angle A and angle C to the equation, we have 70 plus angle B plus 45 equals 180. Adding 70 and 45, the resulting equation is 115 plus angle B equals 180. Applying addition property of equality, we eliminated 115 in the right side of the equation with angle B as the remaining element, while on the left side of the equation, 180 is deducted by 115, resulting to 65. Thus, angle B is equal to 65 degrees. Can we now solve for side B? Of course, we can do it now. So the formula is sine A over A equals sine B over B. Substituting the values of angle A, side A, and angle B, we have the equation sine 70 over 6 equals sine 65 over B. Cross multiplying the equation, we have B sine 70 equals 6 sine 65. Now, using the calculator, find sine 70 and sine 65. To find sine 70, press sine, then 70. And finally, press equal sign. That will give you an answer of 0.9397, right? How about sine 65? Press sine, then 6, 5, and finally the equal sign. Sine 65 is equivalent to 0.9063, right? Now, substitute those values to the equation. We have 0.9397b equals 6 times 0.9063. Next is to divide both sides of the equation with 0.9397. The resulting equation is now b equals 5.79. Therefore, the measure of the missing part b is 5.79 units. Now, we completed all the parts of triangle ABC. Triangle ABC has the following parts. Angle A measures 70 degrees. Angle B with 65 degrees. Angle C is 45 degrees. Side A is 6 units. Side B is equal to 5.79 units. And side C measures 4.51 units. You may refer to the illustration posted in your screen if you are watching live via Facebook. Okay, so let's have another example. We are to determine the missing parts of triangle ABC that is illustrated in your last page 3. And if you are watching live via Facebook, you may refer to the illustration posted on your screen. The illustration has two given angles and an included side. What case of oblique triangles being shown? That's right, it's the ASA case. Now, referring to the illustration, angle B measures 28 degrees. Angle C is 35 degrees and side B with 9 units. The missing parts are angle A, side A, and side C. Let us first solve for angle A. We know that the sum of the interior angles of any triangle is 180 degrees. Thus, angle A plus angle B plus angle C should be equal to 180. Substituting the given measurement of angles B and C, we have the equation angle A plus 28 plus 35 equals 180. Adding 28 to 35, the equation becomes angle A plus 63 equals 180. Subtracting 63 to both sides of the equation will result to angle A equals 117. Thus, the measure of angle A is 117 degrees. Now, since angle A is already known, we can now use formula sine A over A equals sine B over B to solve for side A. Substituting the given measurements, we now have sine 117 over A equals sine 28 over 9. By cross multiplication, we have now the equation A sine 28 equals 9 sine 117. Using your calculator, find sine 28 and sine 117. Sine 28 is 0.4695, while sine 117 is 0.8910. Substituting those values to the equation, we have the resulting equation 0.4695A equals 9 times 0.8910. Now, multiplying 9 and 0.8910, we have 8.0190. So, the resulting equation is 0.4695A equals 8.0190. Finally, dividing both sides of the equation with 0.4695 will give a result of A equals 17.08. Thus, the measure of side A is 17.08 units. Okay, we only have one unsolved missing part, which is side C. So to solve for side C, what do you think should be the formula to be used? That's right. You may use sine B over B equals sine C over C, or you may use sine A over A equals sine C over C. But this time, let's use the formula sine B over B equals sine C over C to solve for side C. Substituting the given measurements, the equation will be sine 28 over 9 equals sine 35 over C. By cross multiplication, the equation is now C sine 28 equals 9 sine 35. Find sine 28 and sine 35 using your calculator. Like what you did earlier, press sine, then 8. That will give you an answer of 0.4695. Now, press sine, then 5. The value of sine 35 is 0.5736. Thus, the resulting equation is 0.4695C equals 9 times 0.5736. Multiply 9 by 0.5736, the equation becomes 0.4695C equals 5.1624. Finally, divide both sides of the equation with 0.4695. The resulting equation is C equals 10.996. Therefore, the measure of side C is 10.996 units. Now, the complete measurement of the parts of triangle ABC are: angle A measures 117 degrees, angle B is 28 degrees, angle C is 35 degrees, side A is equal to 10.996, side B is 9, and side C is equal to 17.08. Did you understand our discussion? Great! I'm sure you are now ready to answer Activity 1 in your LAS. Okay, let's see. Activity 1. I am not right. Find the length of side AB on the triangles 1 and 2. Number 1. The given measures are angle B with 50 degrees, angle C with measure of 45 degrees, and side AC, which is opposite to angle B, measures 24. While in number 2, the given measures are angle C with 105 degrees, angle B with 40 degrees, and included side BC, which is opposite to angle A, has side measure of 12. I will give you 5 minutes to do your task. You may also refer to the illustration posted on your screen if you're watching live through Facebook. Time is up. My dear students, some of you might take some time in answering and solving the equations. So you may answer your unsolved items later in your own convenient time. To those who are already done, let's check your work. For triangle 1, the side measure of AB is, and let me hear your answer. Wow, very good. It's 22.15. How about number 2? The side measure of AB is, oh, louder please. Let me hear your answer. Wow, that's great. It's 20.21. How well did you perform in our activity? Did you get a perfect score? That's awesome. Did you miss an item? That's also fine. You still did a great job. However, you may still need to review your notes for our today's discussion. Before we end our lesson, let us have a quick recap on some important points in our lesson. Law of signs can be expressed as sine A over A equals sine B over B equals sine C over C. Law of signs can be used to solve problems that involve oblique triangles. Oblique triangles are those triangles that are not right triangle. To solve problems involving oblique triangles using the law of signs, it has to be into any of these cases: ASA, SAA, and SSA. There you go, my dear grade 9 learners. That ends our lesson about illustrating the law of signs and solving problems involving oblique triangles. I hope that you have learned something from our discussion for today. I hope that you really understood the lesson we had just a little while ago. However, if in case there are still questions in your minds or some clarifications about parts of the lesson that are not clear to you, you can contact your mathematics teachers or you can write your questions down in your notebook. Once again, I am Florent P. Clavo from Mangaoy National High School, and it is with great pleasure to have me here today as your radio teacher in Mathematics 9. Thank you for listening and all the best on your learning journey. Stay safe and healthy.
All right, there you have it, dear learners. I know you have learned a lot from our Mathematics 9 radio teacher, Mr. Florent P. Clavo. He's good, isn't he? We have learned from him how to illustrate the law of signs. If you have some more questions or clarifications, you can contact your mathematics teachers or you can write your questions down in your notebook. Okay, sir, so before we let you go, would you like to greet somebody?
Okay, Sir Axel, thank you for accompanying me here. And of course, thank you to my school principal, Ma'am Janeline Taopo, and of course, to my Mangaoy National High School family. To my friends, the PhD Berks friends, thank you for your constant support. To my friend Zoren Anyunuevo, congratulations for your promotion. To my script editors, Ma'am Marian Ogalesco and Sir Ruel C. Fernandez, and to the entire team of the RBI team headed by Ma'am Gina Pantino, the mother of the RBI program in the division. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity and experiences. And of course, to all learners and home partners, the parents, for your support and the hard work you offer, the determination you are giving to continue education in this time of pandemic. Thank you very much po.
All right, thank you very much, sir. All right, good day, grade 8 students. This is your School on the Air in Health. We are happy and glad to have you today. Still your host for today, Sir Axel from Catanduanes National High School. Come and listen to our broadcast about the negative health impacts of drinking alcohol. Just make sure that you are sitting comfortably and is in a good spot so that we'll have a good flow and you can better understand our lesson today. Make sure also that you have your paper and ballpen for your notes. You can also go to the comfort room first so that there will be no interruptions to our lesson later. Today, we are going to know the negative impact of drinking alcohol. Let me introduce you to your radio teacher for today, Mr. Robert J. Romero from San Andres Vocational School.
Good day, dear students. I am your teacher in health for today, Mr. Robert Romero. This time, we will describe the short-term and long-term effects of drinking alcohol, interpret blood alcohol concentration, in terms of physiological changes in the body and explain the impact of drinking alcohol on the family. Are you ready? Let us begin. Cigarette and alcohol are generally accepted and widely available. However, they remain as major health threats among Filipinos. What is more alarming is the fact that the use of these gateway drugs makes a person more vulnerable to dangerous drugs such as marijuana and shabu. Thus, it is advisable not to light that first cigarette or drink that first bottle of beer. Live with the principle, be smart, do not start. What is alcohol? What kinds of alcohol do you know? Is it safe to drink different varieties of alcohol? What are the effects of drinking alcohol? These are some questions we need to answer and analyze as we go on with our lesson. Alcohol is a colorless, bitter-tasting substance that humans have been consuming since the ancient times. It comes from plants and underwent fermentation, the process of extracting alcohol from a plant or a fruit. An example of fermented alcohol is a beer. A beer is extracted from grains. On the other hand, wines are from grapes and other fruits. There are three types of alcohol: isopropyl, methanol, and ethanol. Isopropyl and methanol are used in laboratories and are poisonous and fatal if taken. On the other hand, ethanol is called the beverage alcohol. When humans consume this in unregulated amount, it may result to intoxication and alteration of the nervous system. Let us describe the short-term effects of drinking alcohol. Within minutes of consuming alcohol, it is absorbed into the bloodstream by blood vessels in the stomach lining and small intestine. It then travels to the brain, where it quickly produces its effects. The short-term effects of alcohol depend on: first, how much is consumed, how quickly it is consumed, the weight, sex, and body fat percentage of the individual, and whether or not they have eaten. Drinking with a meal slows the rate of absorption, resulting in fewer side effects and less intoxication. These are the signs of intoxication. At first, the person may feel relaxed, uninhibited, or giddy. As they consume more alcohol, intoxication may result. Other signs of intoxication include slurred speech, clumsiness and unsteady gait, drowsiness, vomiting, headache, distortion of senses and perception, loss of consciousness, and lapses in memory. The body absorbs alcohol relatively quickly, but it takes longer to get the alcohol out of the body. The liver needs about 1 hour to process one drink. Consuming several drinks in a short time causes the alcohol builds up in the body. This puts the body systems under pressure. It can lead to illness and, in severe cases, death. It also increases the risk of blackouts, especially on an empty stomach. During this time, a person may do things that they do not remember later. Binge drinking is defined as drinking within 2 hours. 5 or more drinks for a man, or 4 or more drinks for a woman. This is because women and men metabolize alcohol differently. Intoxication impairs judgment and can result in inappropriate and illegal behaviors such as sexual promiscuity, disorderly conduct, driving while intoxicated, and acts of violence. When the amount of alcohol in the blood exceeds a certain level, this can lead to alcohol toxicity or poisoning. This is a dangerous condition. Since alcohol is a depressant, it can slow the breathing, leading to a lack of oxygen to the brain. Signs and symptoms include confusion, vomiting, seizures, slow breathing, blue tint to the skin, low body temperature, loss of consciousness, and coma. Let's have the long-term effects. Alcohol contributes to over 200 diseases and injury-related health conditions, including dependence and addiction, liver cirrhosis, cancers, and unintentional injuries such as motor vehicle accidents, falls, burns, assaults, and drowning. Long-term alcohol misuse is associated with the following health problems: liver disease, pancreatitis, cardiomyopathy or damage to the heart muscle, other cardiovascular problems, peripheral neuropathy, stomach ulcers, cancer, immune system dysfunction, osteoporosis, brain and nerve damage, vitamin deficiencies, and mental health problems such as anxiety and depression. Alcohol affects every body system, so it can cause health problems throughout the body. Research shows that women who drink more alcohol than is recommended on a regular basis tend to develop liver disease, cardiomyopathy, and nerve damage after fewer years than men who do the same. Alcohol can have a serious effect on the developing brain from fetal development to the end of adolescence. If a woman consumes alcohol during pregnancy, the child may be born with fetal alcohol syndrome. When alcohol enters the bloodstream, it goes in all the parts of the body. The main effect of alcohol drinking reflects on a person's central nervous systems. The CNS controls one mental processes, memory, speech, learning, and decision making. It is also affects a person's senses, feelings, movements, and breathing. The amount of alcohol that entered in the bloodstream at a certain period can be measured in percentages through blood alcohol concentration, or most often called blood alcohol level. A BAC of 0.05% means there is a 5 parts of alcohol per 10,000 parts of blood in the body. A 0.03 to 0.5% BAC could lead to coma, brain damages, and death. Now, what are the effects of alcohol on the family? Alcohol causes more than just trouble for the person drinking, especially with prolonged alcohol misuse and abuse, because addiction can negatively affect several areas of a person's life. Often, alcoholism impacts family and friends as well. Here are the 5 possible effects of alcoholism on families. First, damaged family relationships. One way in which alcoholism affects families is in damaged relationships. Families of people affected by alcohol abuse often struggle to create strong emotional bonds, even within their family unit. This starts with the parents. People battling alcoholism tend to lie about their condition, minimizing its effect on the family. This destroys trust and makes it difficult for the other family members to build strong relationships with the individual. Second, developmental issues in neglected children. Children of parents who struggle with alcoholism are at higher risk for cognitive, behavioral, and emotional problems. Sadly, parents who are struggling with alcohol addiction are often neglectful of both the physical and emotional needs of their children. This leads to serious developmental issues for the kids. Some of the problems children experience in homes where alcoholism is present include academic problems, anxiety and depression, poor emotional development, difficulty with intimate relationships as adults, and a tendency to be dishonest. The third is domestic abuse. One of the most sobering effects of alcoholism is an increased risk for domestic abuse within the family. Abuse tied to alcoholism can be either emotional or physical in nature. People battling alcoholism may insult their family members, manipulate them, or humiliate them. These are all forms of emotional abuse. Physical violence is also a serious issue. The World Health Organization reports that 55% of physical assault cases between intimate partners occurred when the perpetrator had been drinking. Because alcohol use lowers their self-control levels by affecting cognitive and physical functioning. People who drink are more prone to acting violently when frustrated. The fourth is drained family finances. The habit of consuming alcohol on a regular basis is expensive, while the total amount spent on alcohol will vary depending on the frequency and type chosen. That costs add up. And the last one is the physical and mental health issues. A battle with alcoholism affects the physical and mental health of most members of the family. The individual fighting addiction will deal with physical health issues because of the impact of excessive alcohol consumption. Some common problems include liver disease, digestive system problems, damage to brain, and risk for stroke. Mental health problems are also a risk for these families. The anxiety and stress of alcoholism for a family will wear down the emotional health of all involved. Family members of those fighting alcoholism may also struggle with guilt and feelings that they somehow are the cause of their loved one's disorder. Are you still on track? You can do a little stretching then. I have already given you the short-term and long-term effects of alcohol, how to interpret blood alcohol concentration, and the effects of alcohol on the family. Before we end, let us have a quick recap. So what are the short-term and long-term effects of drinking alcohol? Exactly, students. Some of its short-term effects are vomiting, drowsiness, headache, confusion, slurred speech. For long-term effects, we have liver disease, cancer, brain and nerve damage, stomach ulcers, and osteoporosis. So how do we interpret blood alcohol concentration? Very good. It is counted in percentages of ethanol present in a person's bloodstream at a certain period. A higher BAC means having a higher risk of experiencing impairments in the body functioning. For example, drinking various alcohol drinks at shorter intervals greatly affect a person's BAC. Now, what are the 5 possible effects of drinking alcohol on the family? You've got it. The 5 possible effects are: first, damage family relationships; second, developmental issues in neglected children; third, domestic abuse; fourth, drained family finances; and physical and mental health issues. There you have it, students. We hope you learned from our lesson for today. Now that we are done with our lesson, it's time to check what you have learned from our discussion. You are going to prepare 1/4 sheet of paper. Do not forget to write your name, section, and the date today. The date today is June 24, 2021. Are you all ready? Set aside your notes first and listen carefully. You are going to identify the following effects of drinking alcohol as to short-term or long-term. Let's start. Number 1 is confusion. Again, number 1 is confusion. For number 2, we have osteoporosis. Again, for number 2, osteoporosis. Number 3, liver disease. Again, liver disease. Number 4, vomiting. For number 4, vomiting. Number 6 and number 5, we have cancer. Is it for short term or long term? Cancer. Number 6, drowsiness. For number 6, we have drowsiness. Number 7, we have stomach ulcer. For number 7, we have stomach ulcer. Number 8, we have headache. For number 8, we have headache. Number 9, brain and nerve damage. I'll repeat, for number 9, brain and nerve damage. And for the last number, we have slurred speech. Slurred speech. There you go, students. That ends our short quiz. I hope you were able to answer them all. So let's check them out. Are you ready? Okay. For item number 1, we have confusion. What's your answer? Correct. That answer is short term. The answer is short term. For item number 2, osteoporosis. What do you think? Yes, that's right. The answer is long term. For item number 3, liver disease. All right, it's long term. For item number 4, vomiting. That's correct. It's short term. For item number 5, cancer. Yes, the answer is long term. For item number 6, drowsiness. All right, it's short term. For item number 7, stomach ulcer. What's your answer? Correct. The answer is long term. For item number 8, do you have headache? All right, it's short term. All right, we are almost down the line. Item number 9, we have brain and nerve damage. What do you think? Okay, the correct answer is long term. Now, for the last item, slurred speech. Give your best shot for this one. What's your answer? All right, the correct answer is short term. We're done for today's lesson. I hope you got all answers right. Congratulations. If you have some more questions and clarifications, you can write it down on your notebook. Afterwards, submit the paper to your health teacher in the next retrieval. Again, I am your radio teacher, Sir Robert Romero, leaving you this line: a healthy mind and a healthy body leads to a healthy life. Again, be smart, do not start. I hope that you learned something. Thank you, have a nice day ahead, and goodbye.
All right, students, we've just heard Sir Robert Romero from San Andres Vocational School. All right, sir, before we let you go, would you like to greet somebody?
Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much, Sir Axel, our radio anchor for today. And to the RBI core team, the head writer, headed by Sir Roel C. Fernandez, and our editor, Ma'am Christine May Brillantes, and to the Mother Queen of RBI, Ma'am Gina B. Pantino, the education program supervisor, and also I would like to thank to the school head and department head of our school, Ma'am Mabel and Ma'am Charina Villegas for the support, and of course to our learners and the parents for the effort and support for the radio-based instruction. Again, stay safe and God bless.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Robert. Until our next air. No, okay, sir. Goodbye, sir. Thank you. Kumusta kayo mga ginigilaw naming mag-aaral sa ikapitong baitang? Handa na ba kayong muling pakinggan ang susunod nating guro sa araw na ito? Isang kapanapanabik na talakayan na naman ang inyong mapapakinggan ngayong araw sa Araling Panlipunan. Muli, ako ang inyong lingkod, Sir Axel, mula sa Catanduanes National High School. Ihanda ang inyong mga sarili at pakinggan ang broadcast tungkol sa mga bahaging ginampanan ng nasyonalismo sa pagwawakas ng imperialismo. Siguraduhin lamang po na nasa maayos kayong posisyon at lugar upang maayos ang daloy ng kaalaman para mas lalo nating maintindihan ang paksa. Kailangan din po nasa tabi ninyo ang CP ng Quarter 4, Module 6, sulatang papel at ballpen. Bakit kaya mahalaga ang kalayaan? Ano ang gagawin mo kung may mga dayuhang nais sakupin ng ating bansa? Paano mo maipapakita ang pagmamahal sa iyong bansang sinilangan? Magaling! Parang naririnig ko ang inyong mga kasagutan. Dahil dyan, sabay-sabay tayong gawin ang isang masayang wow clap. Go! 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow! Ngayong araw, pag-aaralan natin ang tungkol sa mga bahaging ginampanan ng nasyonalismo sa pagbawakas ng imperialismo. Maaaring ang ilan sa inyo ay mayroon ng kaalaman tungkol sa paksang ito? Tanong, bilang isang Asyano, paano mo maipapakita sa ating kapwa ang damdaming nasyonalismo? Huwag na natin itong patagalin pa. Buksan ang inyong module sa Quarter 4, Module 6 at ating pag-usapan ang paksang ito. Gaya ng nabanggit ko kanina, ang ating aralin ngayong araw ay tungkol sa mga bahaging ginampanan ng nasyonalismo sa pagwawakas ng imperialismo. Handa na ba ang lahat? Ngayon ay malugod kong ipinakikilala ang inyong radio teacher na si Ma'am Venia Ira S. Idanan mula sa Tubli National High School.
Magandang araw mga ginigiliw naming mag-aaral sa ikapitong baitang. Ako ang inyong guro, Ma'am Venia Ira S. Idanan. Ngayon ay pag-uusapan natin ay ang mga bahaging ginampanan ng nasyonalismo sa pagwawakas ng imperialismo. Inaasahan na pagkatapos ng leksyon na ito ay kaya na ninyong suriin ang mga bahaging ginampanan ng nasyonalismo sa pagwawakas ng imperialismo. Handa na ba kayo? Magsimula na tayo! Mayroon tayong mga bagong salitang maririnig sa pagtatalakay ng paksang ito. Ito ay ang mga sumusunod: imperialismo, kolonyalismo, kolonya at nasyonalismo. Atin munang alamin ang mga kahulugan ng mga ito. Ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng imperialismo? Ang imperialismo ay pananakop ng isang makapangyarihang bansa sa isang mahinang bansa. Narinig niyo po ba? Uulitin ko ha. Ang imperialismo ay pananakop ng isang makapangyarihang bansa sa isang mahinang bansa. Ang pagtatag ng maraming kolonya ay nagbigay daan sa pagpapalawak ng mga nasasakupan. Sa madaling sabi, kapag ang isang makapangyarihang bansa ay nanakop ng maraming maliliit na bansa, yan ay ang imperialismo. Samantala, ang kolonyalismo naman ay ang tuwirang pananakop ng isang bansa sa iba pa. Upang mapagsamantalahan ang yaman nito o makuha rito ang iba pang pangangailangan nito mula sa isang kolonya. Kolonya ang tawag sa lugar na sinakop. At kolonyalista naman ang tawag sa mananakop. Kapag sinabi namang nasyonalismo, ito ay ang damdamin ng pagiging makabayan o makabansa. Subalit, maliban dito, ang nasyonalismo ay nangangahulugan din ng pagkakatanto ng isang nilalang o lahi na mahalagang ipagtanggol ang kanyang bansa laban sa panlulupig ng mga banyaga. Naintindihan po ba? Ano kaya ang maaaring maging epekto ng patuloy na pagdanas ng pang-aabuso at patuloy na pamamalupit sa mga Asyano? Ano kaya ang magiging tugon ng mga Asyano sa mga patakarang ipinatupad ng mga kanluranin na nagsagawa ng kolonyalismo at imperialismo dito sa Asya noong ika-16 hanggang 20 siglo? Simulan natin sa pagsibol ng nasyonalismo sa Silangang Asya. Paano kaya nagsimula ang nasyonalismo sa Asya? Magaling! Nagsimula ito noong nagsimulang mawala ng kontrol ang China sa kanyang bansa nang matalo ito sa mga digmaang opyo laban sa bansang England at France. Bunga din ito ay nilagdaan ng kasunduang Nanking at kasunduang Tientsin. Ano ang nilalaman ng kasunduang ito? Naglalaman ito ng mga probisyon na hindi patas sa mga Tsino upang ipahayag ang kanilang tutol mula sa panghihimasok ng mga dayuhan at nagsagawa ng 2 rebelyon ang mga Tsino. Ano naman kaya ang mga ito? Ito ay ang Rebelyong Taiping at Rebelyong Boxer. Pinamunuan ito ni Hong Xiuquan ang Rebelyong Taiping laban sa Dinastiyang Qin, na pinamunuan ng mga dayuhang Manchu. Layunin ng rebelyong ito na mapabagsak ang Dinastiyang Qin upang mahinto na ang pamumuno ng mga dayuhan sa kanilang bansa. Hanga din ng rebelyong Taiping ang pagbabago sa lipunan. Kabilang dito ang pagkakapantay-pantay ng karapatan para sa kababaihan at pagpapalit ng mga relihiyong Confucianismo at Budhismo sa relihiyong Kristyanismo. Nahinto ang rebelyong Taiping nang ito ay magapi ng dinastiyang Qin sa tulong ng mga British at French. Itinuturing na isa sa pinakamadugong rebelyon ang kasaysayan ng China, ang rebelyong Taiping, kung saan mahigit 20 milyong Tsino ang namatay. Samantala, ang rebelyong Boxer naman ay tinawag itong rebelyong Boxer dahil ang mga naghihimagsik ay miyembro ng samahang Iho-Chuan o Righteous and Harmonious Feast. Bukod sa pagtuligsa sa korupsyon sa pamahalaan, ang pangunahing layunin ng rebelyong Boxer ay ang patalsikin ang lahat ng mga dayuhang nasa bansa. Kabilang dito ay ang mga kanluranin. Nagsagawa ng maraming pagpatay ang mga Boxer. Pinatay nila ang mga misyonerong Kristiyano at mga Tsino na naging deboto ng relihiyong Kristyanismo. Mula sa probinsya, ay kumalat ang rebelyong Boxer hanggang sa Peking. Nagpadala ng pwersang militar na binubuo ng mahigit 2,000 na mga sundalo ng United States, Great Britain, Russia, France, Italy at Japan upang maprotektahan ang kanilang mamamayan sa China at masupil ang rebelyon. Paano kaya nagpatuloy ang pamamayani ng mga dayuhan sa China? Dahil sa nabigo ng rebelyong Taiping at rebelyong Boxer, nagpatuloy ang pamamayani ng mga dayuhan sa China. Sinikap ng mga Tsino na magsasagawa ng reforma, subalit hindi ito naisakatuparan dahil sa impluwensya ng mga kanluranin sa pamahalaang Manchu. Nang namatay si Emperador Dowager noong 1908, ay lalong lumala ang sitwasyon ng kahirapan sa China. Siya ay pinalitan ni Puyi sa edad na 2 taon. Si Puyi o Henry Puyi, para sa mga kanluranin, ay itinuring din na huling emperador ng China. Ano kaya ang posibleng mangyari sa pagkamatay ni Emperador Dowager? Ang pagbagsak ng dinastiyang Manchu ay sinyales ng pagwawakas ng mahigit 20 taon na pamumuno ng mga dinastiya sa China. Hinarap ng mga Tsino ang isang malaking hamon sa kanilang bansa. Ito ay pagtukoy sa pagpapalit na pamumuno ng mga emperador. Sa panahon na ito, ng kaguluhang pampulitikal at kawalan ng pagkakaisa, nakilala si Sun Yat-sen. Sino naman si Sun Yat-sen? Si Sun Yat-sen ay ang nagsulong ng pagkakaisa ng mga Tsino gamit ang 3 prinsipyo: nasyonalismo, demokrasya at kabuhayang pantao. Binigyan diin din niya ang pagkakaisa ng mga Tsino ang susi sa tagumpay laban sa mga imperialista. Naging ganap ang pamumuno ni Sun Yat-sen sa China nang pamunuan niya ang mga Tsino sa pagpapatalsik sa mga Manchu sa tanyag na Double Ten Revolution. Bakit ito tinawag na Double Ten Revolution? Tinawag itong Double Ten Revolution dahil naganap ito sa 10 taon at 10 araw ng buwan. Sa araw ding ito ay naitatag ang bagong Republika ng China. Dahil sa kanyang tagumpay, ay pansamantalang itinalaga si Sun Yat-sen bilang Pangulo ng bansa noong October 29, 1911 at tinagurian siyang ama ng Republikang Tsino. Itinatag ni Sun Yat-sen ang Partido Kuomintang o Nationalist Party noong 1912 Naging batayan ng kanyang pamumuno ang paggamit ng konselasyon at pagkakasundo upang maiwasan ang alitan at maisulong ang kaunlaran ng bansa. Naniniwala si Sun Yat-sen na dapat pagtuunan ng pansin ang regulasyon ng puhunan, pantay-pantay na pag-aari ng lupa at ang pag-alis ng tunggalian ng mga uri. Upang makamit ang pagkakaisa, kaayusang panlipunan at kaunlarang pang-ekonomiya, pumanaw si Sun Yat-sen noong March 12, 1925. Siya ay pinalitan ni Chiang Kai-shek bilang pinuno ng Partido Kuomintang. Sa ilalim ng pamumuno ni Chiang Kai-shek ay ipinagpatuloy ang Partido Kuomintang ang pagkikipaglaban sa mga warlords. Upang magapi ang mga warlords, hinarap ng Kuomintang ang isa pang kalaban, ang pagpasok ng katunggaliang ideolohiya sa China. Ang komunismo na ipinalaganap ni Mao Zedong sa China. Sinuportahan at isinulong ni Mao Zedong ang mga prinsipyong komunismo tulad ng tunggalian ng uring manggagawa o proletariat laban sa uri ng mga kapitalista. Sa tunggalian na ito, naniniwala ang mga komunista na mananaig ang mga manggagawa at may tatatag ang isang lipunang sosyalista. Sa lipunang ito, ang Estado ang siyang hahawak sa lahat ng pag-aari ng bansa. Katulad ng bansang China, ang Japan ay nagsarado rin ng kanilang mga daungan sa mga kanluranin sa bisa ng Sakuku Edict of 1635. Subalit magkaiba ang pagtugon ng dalawang bansa sa banta ng imperialismo. Patuloy na sarado ang China na nagresulta ng sapilitang pagpasok ng mga kanluranin sa pamamagitan ng digmaan. Sa kabilang banda, tinanggap ng Japan ang mga kanluranin na hilingin ito at ipatupad ang open door policy noong 1953 at pinirmahan ng kasunduang Kanagawa noong 1854. Sa panahong ito, umusbong ang damdaming nasyonalismo na ang mga Hapones, ito ang kanilang ipinakita sa kabila ng pananatili ng mga kanluranin sa kanilang teritoryo. Bagamat handang lumaban para sa kanilang bansa, napagtanto ng mga Hapones na magiging magastos ang digmaan at maraming mga inosenteng mamamayan ang madadamay bukod pa dito. Batid nilang nahihirapan silang manalo sa digmaan dahil sa lakas ng puwersang pangdigma ng mga kanluranin. Sa pamumuno ni Emperador Mochihito ay niyakap ng bansang Japan ang modernisasyon na dala ng mga kanluranin at ginamit para sa kanilang pag-unlad. Ang pamumuno ni Emperador Mochihito ay tinawag na panahon ng Meiji Era o Meiji Restoration. Samantala, ang pagsibol ng mga nasyonalismo sa Timog Silangang Asya. Sa bansang Indonesia, ang mga patakarang pang-ekonomiya na ipinatupad ng mga Dutch tulad ng culture system at pagkontrol ng mga sentro ng kalakalan ay nagkaroon ng negatibong epekto sa kabuhayan ng mga Indones. Umunlad ang nasyonalismo sa Indonesia dahil sa paghahangad na matigil ang mga hindi makatarungang patakaran ng mga Dutch. Pinamunuan ni Prinsipe Deped ng Java ang isang pag-aalsa laban sa mga Dutch noong 1825, ngunit nagapi noong 1830. Nagpatuloy ang pakikibaka ng mga Indones para sa kalayaan sa pamamagitan ng pagtatag ng mga makabayang samahan. Tulad ng China, nagsimulang mawala ang kalayaan ng Burma, bunga ng pagkatalo nito sa digmaan sa mga British. Nilagdaan ang kasunduang Yandabu, na naging dahilan ng tuluyang pagkontrol ng Great Britain sa teritoryo ng Burma. Isa sa mga hindi matanggap ng mga Burmese ay ang gawing lalawigan lamang ng India ang Burma. Ang panghahangad na lumaya ang nagtulak sa mga Burmese na ipahayag ang kanilang damdaming nasyonalismo. Bagamat, minigyan ng pagkakataon ng mga British na maging bahagi ng lehislatura ng mga Burmese. Hindi ito naging sapat upang maisulong ang kapakanan ng Burma. Nagpatuloy ang pakikibaka ng mga Burmese sa pamamagitan ng rebelyon at pagtatag ng mga makabayang samahan. Pinamunuan naman ni Saya Sen ang serye ng rebelyon laban sa mga British. Nagsagawa naman ng demonstrasyon at rally ang All Burma Student Union na ang layunin ay makamit ang kalayaan ng Burma. Nang sumiklab ang ikalawang digmaang pandaigdig, ay nasakop ng Japan ang bansang Burma. Ang kalagayang ito ay sinamantala ng mga Burmese at idiniklara ang kanilang kalayaan mula sa mga British. Ngunit, nanatiling sakop naman ng bansang Japan. Pinamunuan naman ni Aung San ang Anti-Fascist People Freedom League sa tulong ng Allied Forces upang mapalayas ang mga Hapones sa bansang Burma. Itinalaga si Aung San bilang punong ministro ng Burma noong 1947. Bunga ng pagkakaiba ng kanilang lahi at kultura, ay hindi nakamit ng mga taga-Indochina ang pagkakaisa upang labanan ang mga mananakop na kanluranin. Nagkaroon ng malaking epekto sa kalayaan ng Indochina ang ikalawang digmaang pandaigdig. Habang nagaganap ang ikalawang digmaang pandaigdig, ay nasakop ng Japan ang Indochina. Dahil na rin sa pagkatalo ng France sa Germany na kaalyado ng bansang Japan, dahil na rin sa panghihimok ng Japan ay idineklara ni Emperador Baoday ng Vietnam, Haring Norodom ng Cambodia at Haring Sisavangvong ng Laos ang kanilang kalayaan mula sa bansang France. Sa loob ng higit 333 taon ay pinamunuan ng mga Espanyol ang Pilipinas sa ilalim ng kanilang pamumuno. Ay nagpatupad ng mga patakarang bumago sa pamumuhay ng mga Pilipino. Ang patakarang pampolitika, pangkabuhayan at pangkultura. Marami ang naghirap dahil sa hindi makatarungang pagpataw ng buwis at pagkamkam sa mga ari-arian. Sa pamumuno ng mga ilustrado, mga Pilipinong nagmula sa gitnang uri at nakapag-aral sa mga universidad sa Pilipinas at maging sa Espanya. At naitatag ang kilusang propaganda na ang layunin ay humingi ng pagbabago sa pamamalakad ng mga Espanyol sa Pilipinas. Noong 1896 ay nagsimulang mag-alsa mga Pilipino laban sa mga mananakop. Tinulungan ng mga Amerikano ang mga Pilipino na lumaban sa mga Kastila. June 12, 1898, nang idineklara ni Pangulong Emilio Aguinaldo ang kalayaan ng Pilipinas mula sa mga Kastila. Naintindihan po ba? Kung pakakaisipin, nagiging mahaba at masalimuot ang naging laban ng mga Asyanong bansa mula sa mga kolonyalista at imperialistang bansa sa pagkamit ng nasyonalismo. Tama? Kaya, dapat lagi nating pakatatandaan na marapat nating pahalagahan ang kasalukuyan nating tatamong kalayaan. Lalong-lalo na sa ngayon na tayo ay nasa gitna ng pandemya. Hindi natin alam kung kailan ito matatapos. Kung kaya't, sabay-sabay tayong magkaisa at magtulungan para sa pagbabalik normal ng ating mga buhay. At dahil dyan, natapos na ang ating mga dapat nating pag-aaralan tungkol sa mga bahaging ginampanan ng nasyonalismo sa pagwawakas ng imperialismo. Ano-anong mga bansa sa silangan at timog silangang Asya ang nagpakita ng masidhing pagmamahal sa kanilang bansa? Magaling! Una ay ang bansang China, ikalawa ay ang Japan, ikatlo ay ang Indonesia, ikaapat ay Burma, samantala ang ikalima ay ang Indochina at ang panghuli ay ang Pilipinas. Sana ay naunawaan ninyo ng mabuti ang aralin natin ngayon ukol sa mga bahaging ginampanan ng nasyonalismo sa pagwawakas ng imperialismo. Hanggang sa susunod nating aralin, ako ang inyong guro sa panghimpapawid, Ma'am Venia Ira Esidanan mula sa Tubli National High School para sa paaralang panghimpapawid sa Araling Panlipunan 7 na nag-iiwan ng mga katagang san ka man makarating, magandang ugali ay parating dalhin. Paalam!
Ayan mga bata, napakinggan natin si Ma'am Venia Ira S. Idana na guro ng Araling Panlipunan 7 mula sa Tubli National High School. Isang masaya at makabulang leksyon naman ang ating napakinggan. Natutunan natin sa kanya ang mga bahaging ginampanan ng nasyonalismo sa pagwawakas ng imperialismo. Kanina ay tinalakay natin kasama ang inyong guro na si Ma'am Venia ang aralin ukol sa mga bahaging ginampanan ng nasyonalismo sa pagwawakas ng imperialismo. Muli, may 6 na mga bansa ang nagpakita ng masidhing pagmamahal sa bayan. Una ay ang China, ikalawa ang Japan, ikatlo ang Indonesia, ikaapat ang Burma, ikalima ang Indochina at ang panghuli ay ang Pilipinas. Okay, so bago natin hayaang umuwi si Ma'am Ira, may mga gusto ka po bang batiin?
Sir Axel, thank you for being my anchor today. To my editors, Ma'am Ann Marion Osila and Sir Raul Fernandez. To my OIC principal, Ma'am Irene T. Aguilar. And of course, to all my Tubli National High School family. To all my family and friends, to my Beshiwaps, Spice Girls, and School Bukol family, thank you for your constant support. And to all the entire RBI team, headed by Ma'am Gina Pantino, the mother of RBI program in the division. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity and expertise. And of course, to all the learners and home partners, the parents for your support and determination to continue education in times of pandemic. Mabuhay tayong lahat.
Okay, thank you so much Ma'am Ira and see you next school year kung sakali pong magpatuloy ang ating RBI. Thank you so much po Ma'am, ingat po. Ayan, dito na po nagtatapos ang ating RBI lessons ngayong araw. Thank you very much po sa mga tumutok at nakinig via radio and FB Live simula sa unang pagsasaere ng Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla. Maraming salamat po sa ating mahuhusay radio teachers ngayong araw, Sir Floren from Maingaway National High School, Sir Robert from San Andres Vocational School, and of course, Ma'am Venia Ira from Tubli National High School. Nais ko rin pong bigyan ng pagbati at pasasalamat ang SDO Catanduanes staff headed by our SDS officer in charge, Ma'am Susan Coliano, sa bumubuo ng RBI team sa junior high school, sa pangunguna po ng aming RBI Queen Mother, Ma'am Gina B. Pantino, sa aming head writer, Sir Roel Fernandez, sa aming researchers and editors, Ma'am Sheena May Tresmanyo, Ma'am Ann Marion Asila, Ma'am Marian Claire Tulod, Ma'am Marian Claire Ogalesco, Ma'am Sherlyn Barba, and Ma'am Christine May Brillantes, sa mga mahuhusay na radio teachers na walang pag-alinlangang tinanggap ang hamon at sa lahat ng bumubuo ng Deped Radyo Eskwela sa Isla, maraming salamat po. Thank you rin po sa DWFB-FM 96.7 Radyo Periodiko, ang radyong paborito para sa oras at tulong teknikal. Hanggang sa susunod po nating pagsasaere, maraming salamat po. Alright, sa muli, ako po si Sir Axel James O. Thomas, teacher from Catanduanes National High School, ang inyong kabady sa pagkatuto, ka-jam sa pagiging produktibo. Hanggang sa muli, paalam, thank you and keep safe everyone.